Hang up and call 911 or proceed to the nearest emergency department. We're a family practice and a walk-in clinic open Monday to Friday from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. and Saturday and Sunday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. We offer in-person and over-the-phone service. We're located in Unit 101 at 1318 Marine Drive in West Vancouver. We request that patients with cold and flu symptoms please refrain from coming to the clinic and book a telephone appointment instead. For Dr. Ibrahim's patients, please note we only offer appointments with a referral within the last 6 months. To speak to a receptionist, please press 1.
All right, I'm going to press 1. I'm trying to find a doctor. I've been trying to find a doctor for 2 years. Here we go. Let's see what happens. Okay, it's 4:42. It's supposed to be open till 7 o'clock. See what happens here. No answer.
We'll be on the line to assist with your appointment in just a moment. Please hold.
All right. I'll hold. Now.
We're doing all we can to protect patients and our staff during the current COVID-19 restrictions. However, our office remains open for one-on-one consultations. But of course, we have adjusted our procedures to help keep everyone safe. Please read about our protective measures and what you can do to help by visiting our website, orcamedical.ca. Walk-in patients are always welcome at our clinic. We realize that you may not have a permanent doctor, but you do need timely and authoritative medical assistance. Come and see us whenever the need arises.
Okay, well, just going to turn that down and see if someone answers.
West Vancouver Orca Medical Clinic. Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Saturday and Sunday. You're in Unit 101 at 1318 Marine Drive in West Vancouver. Our doctors offer in-person visits and over-the-phone medical consultation.
Well, okay, so this is my second video. This is January 6th. I'm just going to turn this down a little bit. This is January 6th. This is my second video. My name is Leslie Mills LeBlanc. And, okay, well, I am trying to find a family physician. So anyway, long story short, I have a parasitic infection. I know there's something in me. I know it's, if it, looks like a duck, walks like a duck, sounds like a duck, then it's usually a duck. I know that I have a worm in my face. I know it's attached to my eyes. I've had this infestation for 5 years. It actually has been in my ear and around in my eyes, literally, for about 3 years now. So, I'm just trying to find a doctor right now because every time I go to emergency with the symptoms, and the symptoms are pain in my ear. I can hear crackling. I can hear something in my ear. I have a lot of pain all through here, down my neck, in my sinuses, around my eyes, in my cheek right here, but this is to my ear. But I have been given the runaround for 2.5 years. Every time I go to an emergency with pain in my ear, extreme pain, migraine headaches, nobody helps me. I don't get any help. Hello? Yes, hello. I am looking to find a family physician. Is there any doctors there that are accepting new patients?
Yeah. One of the doctors, Dr. Tagaldi, he's accepting new patients.
Okay, great, because I've been hard pressed to find one for quite a few, like over a year. So this is good news. How can I sign up?
You can fill out the intake form. You can drop in the clinic anytime to fill out the form, and we'll get back to you very soon, in about 10 days.
Are you able to email me the form?
Well, unfortunately, we are sufficient to drop in to fill out the form.
Okay, so I live all the way out on East 44th. I don't drive, so I have to come all the way to Marine Drive, and
Uh-oh.
yeah.
Okay. Let me just check. What's your email?
My email is Leslie Ann, LesleeAnnE 1966 at gmail.com. Yes.
Okay, sure, we'll send it.
Okay, and I'm sorry, what was the doctor's name again?
Dr. Tagaldi.
Dr. Telnagvi.
Tagaldi, it's written on the form.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, Dr. Tagaldi.
So I just fill that out and then send it back to you, do I?
Yes, please, yeah.
Okay, I thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Okay,
Bye.
bye-bye. Okay, wow. That's, wow, that's surprising. I've been trying to find a doctor for over a year. Over a year, because COVID hit. I had a doctor who labeled me as delusionally fixated. So, it has been a nightmare, a complete nightmare. So, I've gone to emergencies at least 5 or 6 times in the last 6 months. And each and every time, I have been treated with discrimination. What this is all about is I started bringing my GoCam with me and recording my every experience that I went through with these doctors. And what my goal is with this is to expose what I describe as a cult. And the proof is in the pudding. Proof is in the pudding. Yeah. So this was my I've already gone full circle looking for a doctor, and I'm very, very surprised I got this from my mom. This was given to my mom, who has COPD, and this was given to her by a nurse. She's also in the care of the medical system, but because hers is more of a usual or a more common disease. She's in receipt of, I think, at least a more concerned attention than I've been receiving. So anyway, the email or the site that they gave to my mom was Medi. Can you see that, Medi? And I phoned them because there's only 2 clinics on here that is offering service. And I phoned one, and it's way over in West Vancouver, which is quite a distance from me. I live on the Burnaby-Vancouver border. So as you just heard right now, she was going to have me go in and get it. And as you can see, I don't know if you can see outside there, but we've had like the worst snowstorm in Vancouver that we have had in recent years. Like, haven't seen anything like this. I don't drive, so at first she was going to have me go all the way there until I mentioned where I lived, and then she was kind enough to email it to me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab that form, I'm going to fill it out, and because this is what it's come down to is I can't get a referral when I go to emergencies. And there's been the exception of a couple doctors, but most of the doctors have treated me just with the worst of disrespect. And, I think being labeled as delusionally fixated has had a lot to do with it. And because I keep getting the same conduct and the same response all the time, every time I go to these emergencies or walk-in clinics, mostly emergencies throughout Vancouver. Actually, I've been to every emergency, every hospital with the exception of Surrey in Vancouver. And I can't even, the proof is in the pudding, and you will hear on my recordings how I was treated, how I was spoken to, the gross assumption, the discrimination, that this is still on my face, that I still suffer these migraines, that my eyesight is deteriorating. You can see the dark in my eyes. I can see it going at my head. I'm losing my hair right here. Yeah, so anyway, I'm doing this because I feel like this is a journey that I want to bring others on with me so that you can witness for yourselves what the healthcare system is like in Canada, especially for someone like me who's on universal healthcare. It really isn't, it's not that great a system, let me tell you. And I'm about to expose that. I'm about to open people's eyes as to how people such as myself are treated. I think there's gross assumptions going on, and thereby I'm sort of put on the back burner. Meanwhile, this gets worse and worse. I feel it in my head at night when I'm sleeping. It's taking control of my life, in that I never know, I can't predict when the symptoms are going to hit me. Sometimes I find it's really bad at night, and I don't sleep all night, and then I got to go to work, and it's taken everything in me to stay sane after being called delusionally fixated. But also, to add to this story, I think it's important to share that I lost my youngest daughter, dear Grace, January 2016, and I felt like I was safe in sharing my grief with my family physician on the Sunshine Coast, British Columbia, Canada. I was definitely in a dark place. And I had this going on, and I was very, very, very sad. Very sad. Still kind of sad, as you could imagine. But I opened myself up, and I entrusted in my family physician that I could talk to her about how sad I felt. And it would seem that that's what she assumed was going on with me, and that I was just picking up my face, and I was delusionally fixated. And there is another term for it. Let me look it up. Actually, here, it's right here in my papers. I want to show this to you. So what happened was I didn't want Dr. Baxter any longer as my doctor, because she went on the COVID front. That was it, when COVID started, and she'd only been my family doctor about a year. And then when she left to be on the COVID front, every time I'd go in, when my symptoms would get really bad, I'd go in to the clinic to see her, and I would be met by a stranger, someone new sub-in, you know, and I'd come in and I'd be received with, "How can I help you today?" And it was like, you know, I developed this rapport with my doctor, and, you know, I had a history, and my doctor knew what was going on, but all these other sub-ins didn't know anything. I would have to try and explain to them everything. That's when I started recording too. And in my next videos, I am going to present. I'm going to give you names. I'm going to present my video recordings. They're all audio, because I had to hide it. And you know what? I know that, you know, you walk in a hospital and it says no videoing. Well, there's cameras all over a hospital. So if they're entitled to be protected, I'm entitled to be protected. And I only started doing this because I started realizing after a while, hey, there's something going on here. Like, all these doctors are saying the same things to me. What's going on here? So I decided I didn't want to be a patient of Dr. Baxter's, which, you know, let's be real. I wasn't a patient of Dr. Baxter's. I was a patient of all these new up-and-coming doctors, or fill-ins for her. So, you know, how do you trust, or how can a doctor, you know, like, reasonably treat you if they don't have a history with you, if they don't know what's going on with you? So I decided I no longer wanted to be her patient. I no longer wanted her to be my doctor, and I requested my medical records. So when I received my medical records, I was blown away to find hold on, these are my medical records here. It's pretty crazy. I should have got better organized before I came on here, but just one moment. I just want to show you what was said about me. Okay. So, please read that. Can you read that? Okay, so this diagnosis, previously assessed by DERM, no DX, referred to ID, which is, I guess, infectious disease, which I was, but And none of these doctors, all they did was kept drawing the same blood tests, doing the same thing. Anyway, it says here, fixed delusion, parasite infestation. No further antiparasitic treatments unless clear diagnosis identified. So because they couldn't find it, they said I had a fixed delusion. Well, that was, if you saw the date on that, that was September 4th, 2020. And like I said, this went on even before. I've been going at this. This is right here. Wow. This is my files right here. Right here. And granted, I have been to an infectious disease. I have been to a dermatologist. I got colonoscopy. I even paid for a optometrist to look at my eyes. I did that of my own accord because I could feel them. When I went to the optometrist, they told me I had an optical nerve that was thin, but they didn't see anything. But they also explained to me that they can only see this part, like the outside of the eyes. An ophthalmologist goes in behind the eyes. And I also found out that an ophthalmologist is the highest paid doctor in BC. And I've asked over and over to see one, and they refuse me over and over and over. And I get the same response every time when I go to emergency. You need a physician to give. We can't, as an emergency doctor, give you a referral to an ophthalmologist. You need a family doctor. Well, that's great if you can find a family doctor. Anyway, I really just feel it's really important to go on record and go public with my story, despite the embarrassment, the vulnerability of opening up my life as I am. But there's been an injustice served here. I'm not crazy. I don't do drugs. I tell them the same thing every time. And they all treat me the same, and they all pretty well say the same things. So, welcome to my journey. I'm hoping by doing this too that I might connect with people that might be going through this themselves. I could see how they could easily... Oh yeah, that's what I was doing. I was looking up... excuse me. I was looking up... Oh yeah, it should be right here. Paratisosis or something. It's called... There's an actual formal name for it. Well, I will find that name, the formal designated term they use. Sorry about that. I will locate what that's called. But I can see how they could easily manipulate and do this to someone who is addicted to drugs. I can see it. I understand. But I have offered plenty of times to submit to a drug test, take my blood right now, because make no mistake, that is not the issue here. And I'm not saying people who are addicted to drugs don't deserve either, everything to be explored to the full extent to find out what's going on. But it just seems to me that because they can't figure it out, because they don't know what it is, then it's more easier just to label me as that. Yeah. Oh, Canada. Anyway, thank you for listening. And I will be back on. I'm going to come back on with all my recordings. I'm going to keep pursuing this and recording and sharing. If there's anybody out there that's going through the same thing, please, please shoot me a message. Please connect with me. There's power in unity. One more thing before I go, I just want, as you can see, oh gosh, thank you so much. I'm sorry. As you can see, it's in my lip. It runs on my face and it comes up here. Yeah, it's so bad. It's so painful, and you can see it around my eyes. Like it's almost like, if a bloodsucker is on you and it's drawing the blood, so you have the darkness or the dark bruising almost, and it's because it's in there feeding off me. And it's sure as shit. Like if I go to an ophthalmologist or an ear, nose, throat specialist, this will be found, but they just keep blocking me and blocking me. So today, amen. I can sign up for this doctor. I'm hoping this doctor will help me. I'm praying. So we'll see how this goes. Okay? Take care, y'all. Be blessed.